Okay, picture this. Right now, somewhere in Varanasi, India, on the banks of the Ganges, there are these sacred fires burning.
At Manikarnika Ghat, yeah.
Exactly. And they've been burning continuously day, night, for something like, what, 3,500 years?
It's almost hard to wrap your head around, isn't it?
Completely. And that image, that ancient, powerful scene, well, that's our starting point for this deep dive.
We've been looking at some excerpts from a piece. It's called Varanasi, Living Fully Before the Fire.
Right.
And it uses this incredible place, this perspective, to get into some really big questions about life.
It really does. So our mission today, essentially, is to unpack what this source material suggests about, well, mortality and vitality.
And how facing one might actually unlock the other. It's a fascinating connection.
It is. And we want to explore what those insights could mean for you. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. So the source describes Manikarnika Ghat as this ancient doorway, always open.
The doorway, right.
Yeah, and doesn't matter who you were, what you did. Were you a king, a beggar, a saint, or maybe someone others called a sinner?
Irrelevant there, it seems.
Totally. Everyone eventually returns to the same basic elements: fire, ash, water.
And just spending time there, watching that constant cycle, life dissolving back into those elements. The source says it sort of strips away any illusion that anything's really permanent.
Yeah, that idea just shatters a bit more with every single pyre you witness. It's relentless.
You see how all the things we usually cling to, our bodies, achievements, even our big problems.
The things that feel so important right now.
Exactly. They're all shown up as, well, temporary. Just part of this cosmic dance the author talks about, creation, dissolution, over and over.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The source doesn't frame this confrontation with death, this, raw awareness of impermanence, as something negative or depressing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Actually, quite the opposite.
Right. It argues that this very realization, facing this truth head on, is what opens the door to a really profound kind of liberation.
Which feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? For most of us, anyway.
Oh, absolutely. We spend so much energy actively not thinking about death, pushing it away.
Yeah.
But the source shares this really striking encounter. The author meets an old man at the Ghat. He had lived there, worked among those fires his whole life.
And the author noticed this, incredible calm about him, a deep stability in his eyes.
Yes. And the wisdom he shared, this is straight from the source, was death is the only promise of life that is never broken.
Wow.
One who makes friends with this truth lives in a freedom others cannot even imagine.
Makes friends with this truth. That phrase, it really lands, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests it's not about being morbid, but about taking away death's power over you, befriending it.
Right, so it stops controlling you from the shadows, maybe.
Exactly. It frees up all that mental energy we usually pour into denial or chasing things that, ultimately won't last anyway.
Which lets you focus on what actually matters when the temporary stuff fades. The author actually mentions sharing these specific teachings learned from those nights at the Ghat in an upcoming book.
Veils of Fire, I think it's called.
That's the one. And the whole point, they emphasize, isn't to scare people, but to awaken this really intense vitality.
A vitality that maybe gets postponed when we're not facing reality.
Exactly. Using that clarity, that awareness to fuel how you live right here, right now.
So, okay, bringing this back to you, the listener.
Yeah, the source kind of leaves us with this question that really lingers. If you started living with the full conscious awareness that, yes, your death is certain, what would change for you?
Like what small things, the little anxieties or routines that eat up your energy now, would they just naturally fall away?
What love, maybe? What appreciation would you express if you weren't holding back quite so much?
And what purpose, once the trivial distractions are stripped away, what might emerge then?
Because that fire at Manikarnika Ghat, the source reminds us it waits for everyone. No exceptions.
But the profound insight isn't about when that moment comes. That's not the point.
No. The real question, the one the whole perspective kind of forces on you is, how fully are you living before it does?